Bubble Busters!
My name is Akashi. I'm an office worker enjoying the sweet blossoming of my independence. Right now I live alone in a mansion. But I'm to leave for it for a while because my job was sending me abroad. Even if it was a business trip, it would be a short one. I left my contract with the mansion active so I could go home soon after returning. It was on a particular day, after some time had passed since I started working abroad. I had a number of unanswered calls on my phone. Huh? What's this? The calls were from the landlord of the mansion. Before I went abroad, in case of emergencies, I had given him my cell phone number. Hello? How can I help you? Ah, Mr. Akashi? I actually have something to tell you. What is it? There's been complaining from other tenants that they can hear the sound of a child crying. What? I suppose you're aware that I live alone, and I'm currently on a business trip abroad? I am. But I thought it's strange because there have been numerous complaints. Mr. Akashi, are you lending your room to anyone? Believe me, sir, I am not. What is the meaning of this? I see. This is bizarre. Well, there's a chance that it could be some kind of mistake. Couldn't the sound be coming from some other room, and not mine? There's always that possibility. Or perhaps, just maybe, your room is hosting a nightly party of ghosts and spirits. Please don't say such spooky things all of a sudden. I'm sorry to barge in on your busy schedule. I'll check to see if the party is still going on. I hope you don't mind. What did I say about the spooky stuff? And just what are you gonna check? What do you mean you hope I don't mind? That night, from faraway America, I imagined what was going on in my home back in Japan. Just think, could there be a ghost in my room? A child's ghost? Could the ghosts of a mother and daughter be haunting my room? Attracting black cats, screaming and making noise? This was so spooky. I was unable to sleep much that night. Mr. Akashi, good morning. I went to check your room since we talked the other day. And how did it go? There it was. This thing. What was there? A ghost! A granny. Granny? Yes. A young granny came out of the room with a child. Who the hell are they? I'm glad it wasn't a ghost, but who are they? I asked her that, and she answered, I am Akashi's girlfriend, and he left me in charge of the flat until he gets back. Do you recollect anyone like that? Like hell I do! This is too much. Who the frick is that old lady? I see. I will try to extract more details the next time I see her. Newsflash! Turns out my flat, which should be empty, was occupied by a lady I didn't know and her child. Oh, what a day. The sheer creepiness of the situation made me gag with fear and disgust. Hey, Akashi! You're looking a few shades bluer this morning, bro. Blue like a boiled parrot's egg going bad. This bloke is Michael. A very cheerful guy and a bit of a chatterbox, but he's nonetheless my superior. Regardless of how he is, he's very proficient, and other employees expect greatness from him. Hey, Michael. I don't feel well enough to keep up with jokes for today. Hey, what's the matter? To tell you the truth, with long monologues of convenient Japanese. Oh, kaku shika chika. Totally understand it all, dude. And now you've heard the whole story. For understanding everything so quickly. Arigato. Akashi, it's best if you go back to Japan, for real. A bizarre thing like that could get you in real trouble, you betcha. Easier said than done. I got work to do here. Watashi is your superior, Akashi. Mondai nai, yo. I'ma do you shit like presto. I'ma talk to peeps like musto. And you get your ass back home like gusto. Thanks, Michael. You suddenly sound like someone from Osaka. With Michael pulling a bunch of strings, I was able to go back to Japan pretty quickly. Akashi, best of luck to you. I'll be back. And this is how I set for home. Oh, Mr. Akashi, Mr. Landlord. Who the frick are you?
Welcome home, my darling.
There stood a giant woman I'd never seen before, and a small girl that looked about 7 years old. She was staying in your room up until now. Could you be Miss Marina? From my part-time all those years ago?
Aw, did you forget your own girlfriend's face?
She turned out to be Miss Marina, who worked where I once had my part-time job. She was divorced with a child, and she was freaking 10 years older than me, but she was very touchy, frankly, someone I didn't like. To be completely honest, she once confessed her feelings to me while I was working. I did refuse her, but it was impossible to see her again afterwards, so I left my job in a desperate attempt to flee. A few years ago...
Akashi, darling, you love me, don't you? So I'll allow me to be your girlfriend.
I'm sorry, but if you were the last woman on Earth with me, I'd choose extinction. I really thought I had refused her, but apparently, I still had some learning to do.
Damn you, darling. I was looking for you for so long. I finally found you.
Don't call me darling! Why did you break into my home?
We're a couple, so isn't it obvious?
A couple? A freaking couple? What have you done with the lock?
I picked it using the power of love.
You literally just said you picked the lock!
Hey, Mom! Let's go back home!
Shut up! You stand there and be quiet!
Miss Marina scolded the child, called Mimi, and she began to cry. No way. Could the child's cries coming from my room be hers?
I finally pinned you down, only to find you weren't even here, darling. Instead, I cleaned your room for you and stuff.
Oh my gosh! What the hell did you do to my room? I'm absolutely clueless over here, so would you mind explaining some things to me? I told him everything, and asked him to call the police. Miss Marina and her child were taken away into custody, but Miss Marina kept on saying, "We're a couple," and wasn't cooperative at all. In the end, she was charged with residential burglary, but because she didn't steal anything and stuff, there weren't any more offenses against her, and she was released pretty quickly. No way I was gonna let my wasted business trip and cozy home slide by without making a stand. Oh, you've done it now! Trouble busters, assemble! I hired a lawyer and arranged to destroy her in a counterattack. Luckily, according to my lawyer, if I sue her in court, it will be charged as a legal offense. But the problem was that Miss Marina was in love with me. Legal offenses aside, I had to find a way to stop her stalker-like behavior driven by her love for yours truly. If I want to escape her, I'll have to make her hate me for sure. I devised a plan. Then, to have a chat with my lawyer, I called for Miss Marina.
Oh, darling, calling for me when you're so busy. You really do love me.
Oh, lordy! Marina, honey, long time no see. You're still fat like a hog, I see.
What? Akashi, dear?
I don't blame her for being surprised. I completely changed into women's clothes and acted as a homosexual to greet her. Oh my goodness. You, dear, are trillions of years too early to sneak into my room, you simpleton. You're making me angry.
Akashi, dear, what's gotten into you?
Nothing's wrong with me, dearie. This is the real me. Oh dear, I'm hungry. Let's eat a pork rice bowl, but there's no rice. How about pork that...
Akashi, dear, stop this! No, your handsomeness going away.
Honestly, dearie, you show no shame for being darn plumper than me. Don't come back outside until you've squeezed that blubber out of you. Do you hear me?
How cruel! So you thought I was fat and juicy, is that it?
Isn't it obvious? Take a look in the mirror. Oh, dearest, I have no interest in girls like you. The cutest and fairest in the land is me, me, me. La-di-da-di-da. Perhaps my dressing as a homosexual from head to foot and acting like one did the trick in shocking her. But she started to cry waterworks. Furthermore, she got mad at me, saying, "If you're gay, make it apparent earlier, goddammit! You liar! You stupid scammer!" It appears that all the love she had for me has disappeared. Oh, dearie. You think we're done here? Come on, darling lawyer, sir. Of course. My lawyer, who was waiting in the next room, came to meet us, trying his darndest to not burst out laughing. Forgive me, Mr. Lawyer, sir. What you did is textbook residential burglary. If Mr. Akashi sues you, it is fair grounds for pushing charges. The evidence of you breaking in is still there, dearie. Your hair was detected around here, and we gathered your darling fingerprints, too. And there was evidence on your child that could have been from physical abuse, wasn't there? Be warned, we can conduct investigations about that as well.
What?
By the way, honey, you're here now, but what have you done with your daughter? I bet my sweet patootie you abandoned her somewhere, didn't you? How about that? About the residential burglary. That's up to Akashi, and if he wants to sue. You bet your sweet ass I'm suing! Taking me on as an opponent in court will make you tremble, honey. I'll make you rue that very day. You've been naughty! My apologies. Do you wish to proceed with suing her then? Obviously, Miss Marina, from start to finish, turned a few shades paler and could do nothing but listen. I wonder if that was from the shock of getting sued or finding out I'm gay. Later on, I sued Miss Marina with the help of my lawyer. There was solid evidence against her, and she was convicted and sent behind bars. And about her daughter, the true nature of her bruises were just as I thought they were. Enough for her cries to leak through my door, into the building. How terrible. Her daughter Mimi now lives away from her mother in a child consultation center. Mr. Landlord, thanks for everything. I agree. After something like that happening, moving away is the best. It's still quite creepy, even if she's been arrested. I fairly got the compensation, and I'll use the money to move away. But still, Mr. Akashi, the fact that you're gay, huh? No, that's not true. That was just an act. Really? Are you sure? Even so, it looked like you were quite experienced in that domain. That's not true! I thought her feelings toward me would dissipate if I did what I did. Just as I had planned, Miss Marina's feelings toward me have dwindled away into the abyss. With this knowledge, even after she's released, I don't have to worry about her stalking me. Well then, Mr. Landlord, I bid you farewell. I decided to leave the mansion. Luckily, I'm able to get back to work in America, so I think I'll stay over there a while. It was a crazy incident, but how I managed to fix everything has become a bit of a funny story around here. My work abroad is very fulfilling, and about finding a new house once going back to Japan, I think I'll do that slowly and surely. Trouble Busters!